So I want to talk about like a couple of the frustrations that I'm having right now. Some of you guys seem to like that post that I did where I was like, Brett Cooper is my spirit animal. The reason that I said that is because like she's very much so like just like I don't know like in she's not an every woman like but she's very much so like oh man, like the girl who just works hard and like pays her dues. She's not like a supermodel and she's also not ugly. She's just like very much American. I don't know. She's like a white American girl, like a white brown-haired American girl. I feel like I'm the black version of that. Like I'm not a supermodel, but I'm also not ugly. I'm just like a regular black American girl. That is a fucking thing. Like not everyone has to be extra attractive or extra ugly. Like the average people in society exist. I feel like that's Brett Cooper. I feel like that's me. And some of you guys, the immigrants, don't understand that because it's, I don't know how else to put it, but like in the developing world, you guys don't value life because you have so little. So you believe that like poor people do not deserve access to life. That, I mean, from the politics and shit that I've seen, that's what I have concluded because otherwise you would provide dignity for poor people. Like when you saw, I don't know if a lot of you guys have watched it, but Elizabeth Warren, she gave a whole speech where she was like really adamant about abortion rights and female rights. And what she was saying is like, the poorest American women are the ones who are going to be hurt by taking away the right to have an abortion. And she's right about that. Wealthy women can simply travel abroad. They have really incredible health care, so they can just pay for abortions. This is why, this is another one of the reasons I've been trying to just make more content about being like a poor black American. Some people probably don't consider me poor just because of like the things that I have, but in terms of like the money in my bank account, like I don't have any. The way that I've structured my life is very much dollar in, dollar out. Like the day that I die, I've paid for all of the experiences that I want to have, and like I live for experiences and not really money. That's why like in terms of family, I do believe in more traditional values, as in like the male should be providing the financial resources for the family. Like I don't feel responsible for that. And like that is not some wild concept. I made a ton of videos about niggers, and I think also immigrant men fall into this category as well. They just live by nigger code, so like they don't believe they need to provide for their families, and they don't have any money, no resources. They're very like blue collar and poor. So yeah, I don't think that you should have children with poor men. I think what Nicki Minaj said is true. Poor men don't deserve pussy, and you shouldn't give it to them. You should just walk away. And then here's another thing too, because like, it's almost like a lot of these politics. I was reading yesterday. I think it was one of the Spice Girls, the Black Spice Girl, Scary Spice. Scary Spice's daughter made a comment that her father used to call her, or stepfather, Mel B's ex-husband, used to call her ugly growing up. Now imagine that, like the adult figure in your household telling you, a child, that you're ugly. As though that would like matter. That's the thing about like adults. Like adults realize how the world works. Like they've been out in the world. They know what jobs are, they know what apartments are, they know what cell phones are. Like they know basically how the society works, and like nobody really gives a shit if you're ugly or not. Like there's a lot of ugly people with jobs. Go outside, you see them every day. Like some of you is just so sad. Like you've like racialized these terms, and you think that like I was gonna make another video to just really classify that, and maybe I will actually go out of my way to like do it just to be mean to some of you. Some people, especially like white people, like I've told some of you guys this, But when I was working at Whole Foods, I was working in this department of really ugly white people. They're those wormy white people who have like really thin necks and like their heads are kind of like shaped in. They look like hillbillies. That's what Raphael calls them. But like, yeah, they're like hillbillies. They are the product of like incest. So like, they don't. Their heads are shaped smaller and their brains are smaller because like you're not supposed to fuck your family members and have like babies, but they do that. And they don't even know like their own history or why biologically that's like not a good idea. So they just come out into the world saying shit, doing shit, being problematic, not even realizing that in terms of like their genetic biology, they're like deformed. But whatever. Like, anyway, so these white people were working at the Whole Foods with me, and they were making comments about Jay-Z being like this ugly monkey. And I'm like sitting here, like, Jay-Z is like a black man. So to me, what they were saying was like, this black man is like ugly and unattractive. And I was thinking, like, yeah, I mean, Jay-Z's not like a supermodel, but also like Jay-Z is not this like super ugly man. He's just not. Like he's pretty average. Right? Like he doesn't have like his facial symmetry, like I think his nose is like a little bit crooked a little bit, but like in terms of like he's pretty average. But like the people who were saying it were below average. They were actually like ugly hillbillies. They're genetically deformed white people. And they like have the audacity to just like start making jokes about like average black people. Sometimes you gotta call a spade a spade. It was just like they don't even know who they are. Like why does everybody continue to like want to hop in this lane? And I think it's just because in America the only thing that people like, I'm telling you, go look out into society right now, just like walk outside all day long, you will see fat ugly Karens whose husbands do not love them. They don't think they're pretty. They're not getting, flower treatments. Don't get me wrong, because, like, you'll see on television and all the Hollywood shit will show you, like, really attractive white people, but that's, like, the 1%. 2% of them. Most of them are ugly and unattractive and poor. Like, that's how it is. And it's the same for every other community. The Indian community, like, you see ugly, fat Indian moms everywhere. I see them all day long. Chinese girls, Cantonese girls, Filipino girls, like Cassie, Sweetie. Those are examples of, like, really attractive people, but that's not most of the group. That's one person. In every group, like, there's like, if this is a level, okay, so you'll have like the cream of the crop, right? That's like at the top up here. You have most people who live in the middle, and then you'll have like the really unattractive people. In every single group, it's like that. That's why we've categorized people into like racial groups. Based on territories, right? Like, in Africa, you have, like, Nigerian, Somalian, Ethiopian, like, black people who have territory. So, like, that's why I've been trying to put faces to countries now so people can just see the brown skin color, see the defined face and the skinny neck. Yeah, Habesha, it's a thing. It's, like, a genetic thing. The avatar-looking people, yeah, that's kind of like what Ethiopian people look like. That's how it goes. Like, that's how it is. That's how we look. It's a thing. Also, if you just go to middle America, like, who's a good example of this? Yes. Logan Paul. Very, like, American white dude. Like, attractive white, or Mac Hereford. Attractive white dude. There's tons of them in middle America. That's like how it goes. It's like farm raised American white men, like they're attractive. And they look like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but we're not, who's confused about this? Like, y'all go out into society, like, you see this, and it's just, it's to me, it's so fucking frustrating. Like, everyone, like, no, black people are not going to live as, like, second class citizens just because, like, some of you have found your footing by placing your foot on the necks of really black American women. Just leave us alone. Leave us alone. We're just like a different group, but I had a point to this rant. I think, my point was like the amount of I'm over America. So, you should basically be able to live like a pretty decent, easy life by not really doing much of anything in this country. You should be able to just get a job and work that job to like until you basically die. Like and then if you should, if you're a woman, you should be able to get married and have your children, and then put them in high school and have regular high school experience and a college experience and get a job and have friends and all these things. But there's just some parts of the society where it's kind of like, I don't know. And every step for me, it's been this like, that is not possible for you. People wonder why I deleted my LinkedIn. Here's why. There was no person on the LinkedIn who was worth shit. Like, I don't want to be neighbors with those people. I don't want to work with them. But, like, they're the only people. Like, those are the people in tech, and it's like they're not more qualified than everyone else just because they went to college. Like, you can't build a product where all of the fucking users are black Americans, and then you don't have any black Americans working on your team. Like, it just doesn't work. Your product is not going to be able to serve your target consumer. And everyone knows that. Like, unfortunately, there are quite a lot of black Americans who just went to awful schools. So, like, in terms of reading and writing, their, like, literacy levels are low. But there's some who are not, like me. So, like, I don't understand why it's not, like, you should be grateful to have and know of one black American person who can read and write and could possibly help you build a product. But none of that means that somebody's supposed to be like non-confident or not have opinions about stuff or not have different worldviews or also just not recognize the like lasting legacy of slavery in the country. And really how Karens and white people have gotten ahead because of it. Like, that's really important. If you have a 500-year head start, that's like a big-ass head start to have. 500 years. Are you fucking kidding me? And so I was reading today, I read a New York Times article, which I'll actually read out loud, but like, fuck. So the article says it's like the United States is giving $600 billion to the war in Ukraine. It was talking about providing trauma therapy for Ukrainians. It was talking about providing rental assistance programs for Ukrainians. America ain't shit. My entire life, I believed it, but I wasn't like sure. Now I am sure. America ain't shit. Like, not even in one day. Fuck the Martin Luther King quotes. All the other bullshit. America is the shittiest country on planet Earth. Like, I can't even How the fuck are you gonna start giving money to fucking Ukrainians and you've done nothing for black American slaves? Not a dollar, not a policy, not a law, not even a fucking affirmative action quota. They took it out. Fuck you, America. Like, are you kidding me? $600 million you can just pull it out of the sky to help a whole other country. What about the fucking people here who built this fucking fuck shit country? Fuck this country. I'm sorry. I'm switching sides. I'm gonna help Russia win. Whatever Russia needs, I'm gonna help. Let's help hack the system. Like, let's bring down the ship. This is my anti-American post. Because this is like complete bullshit. Like, I was reading the article and like, just the hypocrisy rolling off the screen. It was almost too much to read. Like, are they joking? Like, nah, you're joking. Like, you couldn't be, but no, Olivia, they're fucking serious. And personally, I'd hit the limit. Okay, I'm gonna stop this video for now. And then we're going to read the article because I'm sorry, I can't believe it.